Hello and welcome to another Arkis video and to a new daily race A on Gran Turismo 7, and we are back at Monza and we are in the Lamborghini Diablo. It almost seems like Monza is a race A exclusive track. I can't remember when we had Monza last time in anything else than race A. Anyway, this is a fast car, but with poor brakes. At least we have sports soft tires on, so there is some sort of grip, but you have to brake crazy early. And Monza and me always seem to be a very toxic combination. I cannot get the grips of racing here. I always end up messing up. And if this is the first time you are watching one of these race A videos, I've got to admit that this is really one of my most mixed performances. But let's get straight into the first race. It's the first available race of the week. We've got Chicken Angel on pole position, who, by the way, really got the grips of this combo already. There's a false start check, so remember to either keep the handbrake or the brake on. And as we come into turn 1, we will feature the first idiot of the day, and unfortunately that would be me. And this just shows that you have to practice that grid start. I didn't get to do it this morning. I was more focused on trying to get some overall pace here, but if I ever go back throughout this week, I will do a proper grid start practice session. So we are dropping right back to P10. That's completely my own fault. We've got someone off the track there, and now we're coming into the second chicane, and I can see someone is sending it, so I am not turning in. I'm just letting him go through there. Unfortunately, I cannot really go past him. He got the car parked on the exit there. Now we're coming in to Lesmo 1, and yeah, we've got a couple of cars off there, and now Lesmo 2. I just try to keep it calm now, and yeah, he is also running wide. I almost ran wide myself, and now we're coming down towards Ascari. And I think you have to brake just shy of the 200 board here, but don't take any advice from me today, because you will see that the driving is very dodgy from me. We've got someone off. I'm trying to upshift to 4th gears to get a nice clean 1-gear run out of Ascari, and you can see I'm getting a good run on pit walk here. So I am having a look up the inside, and yeah, he is backing out of this one. I am trying my best to get the car stopped, almost losing a bit of control there, but we get it back together, and we are about to complete the first lap. And now we've got pit walk on my inside, but he is braking early. Can I get the car stopped myself? I am downshifting as much as I can without locking up the rear wheels. And now we are up into P4, and I'm behind the Dodge driver coming into the second chicane. And can I sneak past him? No, I think I just have to stay behind him for now. I'm having a look just to see where I'm going, because if I'm right behind him, I can only see Lamborghini Diablo. Now we're coming into the second Lesmo. I'm just aiming for the inside. I almost missed the apex, but we managed to get the exit. Now we're coming into Ascari, and let's see if I can get a good run out of here. He's a bit deep there on the middle part, so I think we are getting a good run out of Ascari. Yeah, we are. So now we are in a position to go for a move. He's defending the inside. I'm moving to the outside, but then he starts to move out again. I'm getting squeezed a bit, and then I am braking a tad too late, almost locking up the rear wheels. Be careful with that downshifting. So he managed to get back past on the inside, so I have to go for another attempt. Yeah, and I'm running wide. That will probably give me dirty tires, so I have to be careful coming into the first chicane. I am braking early, and we are making our way around. Just be careful, and I can feel the dirty tires on the exit there, but we stay with them, and this time I even brake a bit too early into the second chicane. So now the Dodge driver is running away from me a bit, but now he is messing up Ascari, and I'm really blindly trusting the ghosting system. Yikes, that was a close one, but we got past him, and now we are a bit on our own. We are in P3, but I could not close the gap to Daff and Chicken Angel, so we finished this first race in P3 despite my awful clumsy start. So we are jumping on to race number 2. Now I have set a time. I didn't really get a lap properly hooked up, so we are starting in P3, and let's not embarrass ourselves this time. So I am braking early, and I can see cars behind me who are definitely not braking early, and sure enough I am getting hit, and I am running over the chicane, and I get reset once again. At least it wasn't my fault this time. So we are towards the back once again, so we have to work our way up through the field if we can. So we are making our way up towards the second chicane. We're just staying on board on this rather chaotic first lap. Braking early before the 2-board. I almost outbraked myself there, and managed to get around. A bit of contact, a bit of clumsy driving by myself as well, but we all survive. And now coming into Lesmo 1, and I managed to get around the inside of the Italian driver, who also seemed to be lagging quite a bit. Now Lesmo 2, and we are coming up towards Ascari. And maybe if we are lucky, we can pick up some positions. I can see we've got a penalty ahead. Now I just have to be careful, make sure to brake early enough. You can see there's some side-by-side driving. I get a tap from behind, but we still keep it together, and this time that car didn't ghost, and I run wide, and he does as well, and I end up in the gravel trap, losing all momentum, and we are down into last place. So this really isn't my race. I've also got lovely dirty tires with no grip whatsoever, so that's not improving anything. And we still cannot get the car stopped, and to be honest, I was beginning to get a bit desperate. I didn't want to end up in last place in this one. So we're coming into the second chicane. I am slightly missing the first apex, but I managed to make a cutback on that Russian driver there, and we got another position there. And you really have to get the right angle out of Lesmo 1, otherwise you will run wide, as I just did there. I hit the apex a bit too early, so that gave me a bad exit. I don't really have that much confidence this morning, and I can see it's starting to get on my nerves. I am getting a small bump from behind, and I am just praying that this car stays ghosted. In hindsight, it was a bit risky. It might as well have unghosted right in front of me, but we managed to survive that one. And now we are coming in to turn 1, and P8 has got a run on me. So let's see how late can I brake. I am downshifting everything I can within the limits, because this car will spin if you overdo it. You cannot treat it like the Corvette in the Laguna Seca time trial challenge. Now we've got P6 serving a penalty, so I am making progress in this one. And as we come into turn 1 for the 4th time, you can see the car is ghosting. I am taking full advantage of that. There's no hiding it, but I didn't make the chicane very good this time, so he managed to stay ahead. And I slightly missed the first apex once again, and I tap into P5, so I am losing momentum here. And now he's defending the inside. I am moving to the outside, and of course now he starts moving to the outside. I am almost on the grass now, and I'm running out of track. I was also braking a tiny bit too late, and with one tire on the grass, you cannot get the car stopped. Ooh, that was an awful rejoin. And of course, I'm not ghosted when it's needed, but still awful rejoin. I will take the responsibility for that. This really wasn't my race. Now I am down into P9, and by the end of this one, I just drove into the pit lane because this was starting to get a bit on my nerves. And a major part of it was my own fault. Now we are in the third race, and we are still starting in P3. We are right behind Chicken Angel, and let me not mess up turn 1 this time. And I am lifting off the throttle and I am braking, but then I'm not braking enough and I mess up once again. And at this point I was so embarrassed with myself. I just parked the car in the gravel trap and opened the chat and just wrote, "I'm sorry." And then I decided I just have to get out of this race and get some practice done. I couldn't handle the embarrassment, so I drove around for myself for a bit and then entered the fourth race. Now I have switched to my other account. I want to start from the back so I can possibly just avoid the chaos, and I am certainly braking in time this time, but then I am lifting off the brake too much and there is a bit of a traffic jam, so once again I'm going into the back of people. This is really starting to get awkward and I pick up a 2-second penalty. I cannot stress this enough, and I know that I am a bad example, but please, please, please practice the grid start, and I can assure you that I will spend at least 20 minutes just practicing grid start before I enter another race here, because this is really getting embarrassing. Anyway, we are down in P10 and we are just hanging on here. Oh, that was an accidental dive on Inferno the Fox. I didn't really mean that, and we are just backing out of that one. Now we're coming through Ascari, and Inferno the Fox has a bit of a moment there, and I am getting a good run, but it's no use anyway because I've got that 2-second penalty. So I'm just waving bye-bye to everyone, and we are down back into P10. We are jumping a bit ahead. We are coming in to turn 1, and for the first time I managed, it feels like the first time I managed to complete a turn 1 in decent style, no issues whatsoever, getting a good run out of here. And also the second chicane, we are finding the first apex, sort of slightly missing it. Oops, but we got a slow yellow car ahead, so that messed up that second chicane. We are staying on board. I actually managed to get a run. Now we are getting through Lesmo 1, and as we come into Lesmo 2, I'm having a look. Yeah, I'm actually making a move, and we got past. And now watch in the mirror. We've got Sonic. He's coming flying in. He has to have missed his braking point, and he took avoiding action, so good on him. At least I'm not the only one having trouble this morning. We've got Inferno the Fox serving a penalty. I am up into P8, and we are doing our best to hang on to Jammy Web in front of us here. We are making our way around Parabolica, and I think we are jumping ahead to turn 1. We are making our way through the first chicane. This time we're getting a good run out of here, and also the second chicane. Now finally I am starting to calm down a bit, get my driving a bit together. We are staying on board. We are making our way around Lesmo 1, and I am getting a good run despite running a bit wide. Now Lesmo 2, just dive in towards that inside, because there's some nice camber you can use. And now we've got a good run on Jammy Web. And unlike the race earlier, I didn't get squeezed this time. Now I just have to hit the brakes really hard. Also downshifting as much as I can be allowed without over revving the engine. And we made it through Ascari, and now we are a bit on our own, so we are going to jump to the end of this one. A special congratulations to Chicken Angel for really being the champion of Monza on this Monday morning. I really have to take a break and get some more practice in. This is a bit of a dodgy race. mostly because of me, but I think it can be dodgy. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.